Milwaukee will be seeing 2-run homers in their sleep after a 9-1 Reds rout. Barry Larkin sparking things now that he's swinging the bat like the Barry of old. 2 hits tonight. This was the first with Sean Casey on base. Barry's 6th of the season. That made it 3-0 after 1. The Brewers' only run would come on a sacrifice fly. It is going to dispatch Sean Barry home. He's home safely in a cloud of dust, though it appeared Taubensee blocked him off the plate. It was academic, though, considering how Steve Avery and others pitched from there on out. He left after 5 with his 2nd win and a finger blister, while his mates blistered 2 more 2-run homers. Dimitri Young, 3 for 35 coming in, had 1 with Mark Sweeney scoring ahead of him for a 6-1 Reds lead. Michael Tucker went deep with the man on in the 8th, his first of the year. The bullpen with 4 scoreless innings. The Reds escaped last place for the first time since May 1st with a 9-1 win.
It was good timing. Hopefully a lot of that will keep happening. Just keep working at it and working at it, and hopefully good things are going to happen.
We needed one of those games right there where, bad heads are flying. We're going to try and do it again tomorrow.
The Brewers foamed them tonight 8-7, reclaiming 5th place, dropping the Reds back into the basement. Pete Harnisch was the victim of an overdue Milwaukee offensive explosion. 4 home runs tonight, 2 by Dave Nilsson. 1 preceded Jeff Jenkins' shot in the 2nd, so they were behind from Jump Street. It was 8-2 when the Reds finally got things going in the 7th. The big shot was Barry Larkin's double. This is going to score Greg Vaughn and Sean Casey. There would be more, Clyde, but just not enough. Michael Tucker with a pinch hit, 2-run homer in the 9th inning to get them within 1, but 8-7 unfortunately was the bottom line.
9th inning, and you're down by 3. You get a 2-run homer, and you got the big guns coming up to the plate with no outs. It's a positive situation for us.
Aaron Boone optioned to Indy after the game. Pitcher Ron Vallone will be coming up. The Reds are off tomorrow. The Padres in Friday.
By swinging some heavy lumber, a tater there, a homer there, a bomb, then a blast. Dave Nilsson hit 2 of the Brewers' 4 home runs. It was 8-3 Milwaukee, but the Reds start coming back. 7th inning, Barry Larkin shoots it in the gap in right center. That's a double. 2-run score. The Reds are down by 3, 8-5. 9th inning, Michael Tucker, his 2nd home run in 2 nights. This is a 2-run shot. All of a sudden, the Reds are down by 1. Barry Larkin trying to keep it alive. 2 outs, 9th inning, and that's not going to do it. The Brewers win at 8-7. The Reds are back in last place.
It's like we said always, it's tough to come back from big leads, but, the guys scrapped and battled back and, made it interesting, but we just got out homer today.
Wasn't too good. And I missed, they hit a lot of balls hard. Could have been a lot uglier, but that's the way it goes.
After the game, the Reds sent Aaron Boone to the minors.
Monster season for the Reds in '95, but had trouble staying healthy in the 3 years since, missing a total of 184 games. His critics labeled him soft, but Reggie says he never let that bother him.
That's something that I've learned that you can't let get to you. You can't let bother you. Only you know what's going on with your body. And I don't have anything to prove. It's just one of those things where I try to get out there and I try to help the team the best way I can.
Well, he's certainly doing well for the Padres so far. Reggie entered tonight's game against the Reds, batting .297 with 7 home runs. The man he was traded for, Greg Vaughn, also had 7 homers, but a .198 average. Both of those guys playing left field for the respective teams, and this is Reggie making a nice catch up against the stands. The Reds had Denny Nagel on the mound tonight. His struggles to come back from a weak shoulder continue. In the 4th, George Arias spanks a 2-run homer into the green seats. The Padres up 3-zip. The Reds respond in the 4th. First, it's Sean Casey pulling the inside pitch into the right field stands. Casey went 4 for 4. His average is .393. The next batter was Vaughn. 1 word, 13 letters. Forget about it. His team leading 8th home run. The Reds within 1, trailing 3-2, but that was as close as they got. In the 6th, Turpin High grad Jim Leyritz takes Nagel over the center field wall. Home run number 6 for Leyritz. Then 1 batter later, it's former Red Eric Owens going the opposite way for another home run. Nagel falls to 0-3, but the Padres beat the Reds 7-3.
After they gave up the 2 runs, he settled down and pitched pretty good, but and then he got to pitch up, and he's the kind of guy that's got to have that good command of all his pitches, in a good location.
But they were the key players as the Reds snapped a 2-game losing streak tonight.
Mark Lewis gave the Reds some offense in the second inning when he socked his first home run of the season. Dimitri Young was on base. It was 2-0 Reds. Next batter, Brian Johnson, was about to make that lead grow. He hit a long shot to center that would have gotten out of the park, but former Red Eric Owens went up and brought it back. Steve Paris was just what the Reds needed on the mound. He pitched into the 7th inning as he got his first victory since September 18th. The Reds beat the Padres 6-2 at the stadium.
Padres this evening, and it is Binks. It's gone. That's his 3rd home run of the season. Brian Johnson going to drive this one to the deepest part of the park. This one's going, and caught. Eric Owens brings it back in. Thief. Greg Vaughn isn't hitting, but boy, he can play the field. Yeah, that makes up for hitting 200. That had to hurt a little. He's okay, though. Sean Casey came up with a triple on this play, and the guy would have to fall down because Casey is timed with a calendar. But he does leg out the triple, gets the 2 RBI, and the Reds win this one. Let's check out those numbers. 6-2 our final score. Steve Paris picks up his first win of the season. Sterling Hitchcock gets knocked down. The Reds now 3 games under 500, but
pressed into action because Steve Avery had a blistered finger, and Brett didn't waste the chance. Today against the Padres, he threw 100 pitches, 70 of them were strikes. He pitched shutout baseball for 8 2/3 innings. What did he change after being shipped to the minors? He says not much, except he had better command of his fastball.
And I could spot it where I wanted to, and then I could go in when I wanted to. It wasn't that I was like, all right, I need to pound in, but the fact that I had it when I needed it, and when I needed a big pitch inside, I could get it there.
Tomko got all the offense he needed from center fielder Mike Cameron, who hit a pair of home runs for the 2nd time this season. That was the 5th and 6th home run for Cameron, who now has a 6-game hitting streak going. A couple of other notes from the Reds. Mark Sweeney was sent to the minors to make room for Tomko. Sweeney was disappointed but said he wasn't discouraged. The Reds' 2nd annual photo day was quite a success. More than 2,700 fans came onto the field to have their picture taken with Reds players. Today's crowd was 34,000, 2nd best gate since opening day. Mark Wohlers threw well on the sidelines for about 10 minutes. Don Gullett said Wohlers needed only 1 baseball for the entire session, which is good news because it means he didn't throw any past the catcher. Finally, Jack McKeon was honored today for getting his 600th big league win as a manager. One of his former students, Tony Gwynn, presented him with a special plaque.
They start a mile high tonight at Coors Field, Colorado. I said Greg Vaughn needed to get hot early, didn't I? He listened. 2 out, 2-run job with Larkin on in the first. Reds up 2-zip. Pete Harnish looking for a little luck on the mound. Got it at the plate. Bouncer to Castilla. That's routine. No, let's go sailing. Lewis coming around to score. Here comes Eddie Taubensee. Throw home. Ball's loose. He's safe. 4-zip Reds. Denver sky can be a little tricky. Dante Bichette routine fly to center. The problem is Cameron never saw that routine fly. Drops for a triple. 4-1 Reds. I haven't mentioned Sean Casey. Oh, Sean Casey tonight. Number 7 on the year. Leads the league in hitting. They're doing it, folks. They could win their 3rd in a row for the first time this year. It's 5-1 in the 9th.
Exceptionally well. There's the 1-2. Hit pretty good. Is there enough room for Tucker? Back to the wall. That is gone. Helton continues his torrid streak against Sullivan. Todd was ahead, but Helton wins the battle. His 7th home run of the year, his 2nd off Sullivan, and now he's 5 for 6 against Scott Sullivan. Hit high in the air. Does it have enough? Bichette, warning track wall. At the edge of the wall, it's going to be... Did he get it? No, it's gone. He didn't miss it by much. Bichette thought he had it. It couldn't have gone more than a foot over his glove. And Mark Lewis, with the 1 swing of the bat, gets his 2nd home run of the year. And the Reds are back in this one. It's a 3-2 ball game.
A Coors Field dinger to say it at the 2nd. They like his defense and the way he throws, but it takes a little pitching help too.
Base hit. Here comes Pokey rounding 3rd. He'll score. The stolen base pays off for the Reds, and Jeffrey Hammonds breaks his streak, getting a base hit, plating a run for the Reds, and the Reds have come back to tie it at 3. 550 in the series. He did everything imaginable on the field, and even the Rockies fans gave him an ovation by the time the series was over. Now he can be a hero again for Cincinnati. He's at 2nd, and here's Larkin.
the Reds' best bunter. He's got 3 sacrifices on the year.
He kicks away, and they got the runner caught. Steins won't get back, and he's punched out at second. Steins trying to make something good happen. Instead, gets caught between second and third. It's the luck of the bounce. There's Milt May, 13 years with Leland. Bruce Kim, 12 years. Tommy Sant, 12 years with Leland. They know each other like hand and glove, and Jim Leland would rather have somebody that he's comfortable with. Here's Casey. High in the air to left, hit pretty good. Hit pretty good. It's going to be off the wall. Here comes Cameron. Here comes Larkin about 10 feet behind him. They're both coming to the plate. They'll both score. The Reds. Sean Casey has done it again. Casey drives both home. The Reds lead it 5-3. Give him a chance to do something, and he does it. Sean Casey comes through. The Reds have a 5-3 lead.
He didn't wait long at all. He picked on the first one he saw from Wayne House. It was a pitch that was down and away. Not a bad pitch at all. But Casey, he can simply swing the bat and swing the bat with power here. Off the bottom of the wall. It'll carry him far enough that Larkin will score all the way from first base. Easy score by Cameron.
Pinch hitter with power. Hit pretty good. Right center field, going way back. Cameron, he got it! Mike Cameron covers ground like an antelope here in the Mile High City, and 2 steps from the wall tracks it down. Boy, you can add up anything you want on Mike Cameron, but this is the difference that he's made in the Reds this year.
I'll tell you what, he is so smooth out there, covers so much ground, makes a terrific catch like that look almost easy.
Off the end of the bat, it'll stay in the park. Under it, squeezing it, and that'll do it. Vaughn makes the catch, and that'll do it. Scott Williamson will hammer it down, and the Reds play comeback baseball again. Trailing 3-0. They tied it at 3, and then Sean Casey set the stage with a double that knocks in 2 in the 9th, and the Reds win it 5-3. And Chris, it's a long road, but the Reds are finally at 500 for the first time since May the 16th of last year.
It's a ball club that's beginning to feel pretty good about itself. They're celebrating their victories. They were awfully loose before the game today, but it took the big guy in the middle of the lineup, Sean Casey, number 21, to come through when it needed him most.
I get excited every time I go to a new ballpark.
I gotta get out of Cincinnati, get away from all this mold.
They were rambling and rumbling today, and they were nothing to sneeze at. Today, the Reds laid some serious wood on the Rockies. I mean, record wood. 28 hits and all, but nobody doing it better than Sean Casey. 1 homer, oh yeah. Make it 2 homers for Casey. He was 4 for 5, 3 walks and 6 ribbies. His average is up to .399. Not to be outdone, Jeffrey Hammond. Out to left, out to right, and then, oh my, spanking and wanking to straightaway center. He's 4 for 6, 5 ribbies. He came into the game hitting a .130. Not done with the tongs. Indeed, Brian Johnson goes raking to left, 4th of the season. And even pitcher Denny Nagel got in the act, got a hit, but the bad part is this. Nagel stunk on the mound. Reds gave him a 6-run lead in the first. He gives up 6 in an inning and 2/3 and is pulled. But who needs him when you score 24? That's right. Final score. Reds 24, Rocks 12. That's 2 runs short of the team record 26, set against the Braves in 1911. The 28 hits ties a 97-year-old record set May 13th, 1902 against Philadelphia. We'll just rewind the tape. And Jeffrey Hammond's talked to us about this Dong Fest.
It's part of the elements. It's almost like wind blowing out in Wrigley. Still got to hit the ball. And believe me, there was a lot of barrels put on that ball today by both clubs.
3,000. And he grounds into the 463, which really isn't the bad news on this play. The bad news is Gwynn comes up limping. Check out the replay. As Tony's coming out of the batter's box, looks like he has trouble getting out and then starts to stumble. Now, remember, he had Achilles trouble in that left calf last season. He left the game with a strained left calf. Bottom first. Eric Owens at third. John Vanderwall at the plate, and Owens steals home. Tomko would leave the game after the inning. Curtain call for Eric Owens, yeah. You still home, you deserve a curtain call. Top 9, 5-4 Pods. Trevor Hoffman facing Sean Casey. And hell's bells, Hoffman gets him. Casey batting over 400 on the year. But the Padres win the game 5-4. Hoffman's 8th save of the season. Gwynn will be re-examined on Saturday. By the way, Mark Wohlers did throw live BP before the game. 44 pitches, just 17 of them strikes.
26-year-old lefty Heath Murray pitches for the Padres. Pokey Reese on the move early.
There goes Reese. Greg Myers fires to second base.
And he got a huge jump.
17 attempts.
Now Sean Casey reaches out.
He says, I'll take it.
Reese moves to third. Next batter, Greg Vaughn.
Very deep, particularly in left and inside.
Pokey created, Pokey rewarded. 1-0 Reds. Vaughn says, I got a chance to leg this out. Outfield playing deep. He goes into second. Stand-up double. Pete Harnish cruising along in the bottom of the 5th. Kilvio Veras. He's gone fishing. And then in the 7th, still 1-0 Reds. Harnish at the plate with a man on. Heath Murray. No. Harnish is first. 3-0 Reds. Welcome to the majors. Murray been 4-1 at the AAA level.
You could tell it was first because he's sprinting out of there, and that ball's about 5 rows deep.
Going good for the Reds tonight, but there's a lot of concern about Denny Nagel. 0-3, 8.17. There's a lot of concern about the shoulder weakness.
The Reds win this one 3-zip. Harnish's 10th career shutout, the first player in the majors with 2 shutouts.
And they got theirs today. Watch Michael Tucker hit a pop fly, which should have been the final out. The 3 Padres went after it. Damian Jackson had it for a moment, then tumbles over the center fielder, loses the ball. Somehow the official score gave Tucker a triple. Eddie Taubensee drove him home there, and then Taubensee kept driving people home all day long. Here he doubles in a runner to give the Reds a 3-1 lead. Taubensee had 3 runs batted in today. Reds also had help off the bench. Dimitri Young with a pinch single puts the Reds in front 5-2. The Reds come home after posting a 6-2 victory over the
Final, the Reds take care of San Diego. And how do you feel for the Padres this season? Reggie Sanders had both of the Padre hits in this game. The Reds are 2 games over 500 for the first time since April of 1997. Good outing for Steve Avery. 6 innings.